is destructive.
This food is your culture.
Then the culture is destructive.
I'm gonna be honest. I miss the world, boys. I mean, over the past year, with the lockdowns, particularly in the tri-state area, it's been really rough. I actually come to realize I'm a rather sociable person. I mean, I always knew that. But at the same time, you don't really appreciate anything until it's taken away from you. And that's a big part of the reason why I went and decided to get back on somebody's payroll, because, you know, I like being in the world. I like seeing people and interacting with the rest of humanity. It's pretty awesome. And so this news is rather fantastic. Big shout out to Texas. From the Associated Press, Texas becomes biggest U.S. state to lift COVID-19 mask mandate. This is written by Paul J. Weber. Now, as some of you may have noticed, I claimed to be depressed last week, and I really was, because being back in the world and seeing this new world that is being forced upon us, yeah, it's pretty damn depressing. I'm not even gonna lie. The amount of paranoia and fear that's just been marinated within a lot of people is very disheartening. But, you know, when you start to remind people of the Constitution and, you know, hey, wait a second, the government isn't supposed to be forcing any of this on us, and they remember, oh, wait, yeah, the Constitution is a thing. You'd be surprised how many actually rather fantastic conversations I've been able to have, guys. It's not even funny. But let's get into what Texas is doing. Texas is lifting its mask mandate, Governor Greg Abbott said Tuesday, making it the largest state to end an order intended to prevent the spread of the CV that's killed more than 42,000 Texans. Republican Governor Greg Abbott has faced sustained criticism from his party over the statewide mask mandate, which was imposed 8 months ago, as well as other restrictions on businesses that Texas will also scuttle next week. The mask order was only ever lightly enforced, even during the worst outbreaks of the pandemic, because Texas is all about that freedom, son. And the thickness, yeah, I've been through Texas. Whew, love for Texas. It definitely is. Like, yeah. Every place got racist, but Texas got some just amazingly thick broads, yo. It's not even funny. The state is removing its limits on the number of diners or customers allowed inside businesses, Abbott said during a news conference at a restaurant in Lubbock. He said the new rules would take effect March 10th, unleashing a wave of alarm from big city mayors and leaders along the U.S.-Mexico border, where the virus has been especially rampant. Removing statewide mandates does not end personal responsibility, said Abbott. Thank you! Golly, thank you, personal responsibility. I had a conversation with somebody earlier in the week where I'm like, look, did they put everybody in a chastity belt after, like, when AIDS was really, really popping? No. Did we sit here and do shutdown for H1N1, Ebola, or anything else? No. This doesn't have a 99% survival rate. Because here's the thing. There's so much, like no one's wrong. There's tons of misinformation out there, but the good information gets buried way beneath all of that information. And the good information is that, hey, 99% survival rate, people have gotten, no one's sitting here and saying people didn't get sick without a question. And rest in peace for everybody that passed. But is it really, the question that really needs to be asked has the response been worth the relinquishing of our constitutional rights? And I will forever say no. At the end of the day, you as a person cannot rely on the government to save you, all right? But we have so many people just, not that don't critically think that hard about it. It's rather sad. Once again, back to the depression, right? It's just now state mandates are no longer needed, he said. Federal health officials this week urgently warned states not to let their guard down, warning that the pandemic is far from over. Still, governors across the U.S. are easing coronavirus restrictions. Like the rest of the country, Texas has seen the number of cases and deaths plunge. Hospitalizations are at the lowest level since October, and the 7-day rolling average of positive tests have dropped to about 7,600 cases, down from more than 10,000 in mid-February. But, weren't they like last week screaming about, oh, this new strand, it's mutated? Like, come on, y'all, come on, seriously. Only California and New York have reported more CV deaths than Texas. Absolutely reckless. California Governor Gavin Newsom, tweeted in response, Gavin Newsom, most of your people are ready to get rid of you. I noticed. I still got my peoples in Cali. Yes, they are ready to oust your ass. It's the same thing we going to be doing here in Jersey with Murphy. Now, Rizzo was Citarelli, I'm not sure, but I'm really, really digging Rizzo, and there will be more on that in the coming videos. Texas is doing away with the restrictions just ahead of the spring break holiday, which health experts worry could lead to more spread as people travel and go about their lives. The fact that things are headed in the right direction doesn't mean we have succeeded in eradicating the risk, said Dr. Lauren Ansel Myers, a professor of integrative biology and director of the University of Texas CV Modeling Consortium. She said the recent deadly winter freeze in Texas that left millions of people without power, forcing families to shelter closely with others who still had heat, could amplify transmission of the virus in the weeks ahead, although it remains too early to tell. I'm so startled. Masks, she said, are one of the most effective strategies to curb the spread. And ladies, this is kind of why, I just don't listen to you. Like, okay. Oh, Linnea Hidalgo. Yep, we're not going to sit here and listen to another broad. Early in the pandemic, Abbott stripped local officials of their power to implement tougher CV restrictions, but now says counties can impose mitigation strategies if virus hospitalizations exceed 15% of all hospital capacity in the region. However, Abbott forbade local officials from imposing penalties for not wearing a face covering. Oh my goodness. Abbott invited people from Jersey to come to Texas, and the smarter amongst us took them up on that offer. Retailers and other businesses will also still be allowed to impose capacity limits and other restrictions on their own. Abbott imposed the statewide mask mandate in July during a deadly summer surge. Ooh. But enforcement was spotty at best, and some sheriffs refused to police the restrictions at all. USA, and the pandemic dragged on. Abbott ruled out a return to tougher CV rules, arguing that lockdowns do not work, which has been statistically proven. See, there is a difference, guys, between observable fact and conspiracy theory. And like I said, like I was going to say earlier, observable fact is that it's a 99% survival rate. Observable fact is that Dr. Birx herself, you remember her, right? She came out and said, oh yeah, we're going to be doing this all liberally. Observable fact is that during the height of all of this, there was like a financial incentive. I don't know if that's still there or not, but there was a financial incentive for hospitals to claim CV as the cause or, with underlying conditions of the passing. So yeah, like that's not conspiracy theory, my G. That is observable freaking fact. All right. Politically, the restrictions elevated tensions between Abbott and his own party, with the head of the Texas GOP at one point leading a protest outside the governor's mansion. Meanwhile, mayors in Texas' biggest cities argued that Abbott wasn't doing enough. Yeah, I mean, when you put in a position like that, we could read more, but this video's dragged on long enough. I definitely just wanted to give Texas a shout out. When you're caught in a no-win situation like that, it's probably better to err on the side of the Constitution. And shout out to Governor Abbott for doing that. I wish my governor would have done the same, but he's somebody's puppet. I hate that guy from Massachusetts, Murphy, and those teeth. Anyways, guys, with that being said, we're going to bring this one to an end. All the internet stuff. If you like it, toss a like, dislike, go ahead, do that too. Nobody's scared of you. Sub if you enjoy my fantastic voice. You want to get videos like this every single day? Share, because sharing is caring. And YouTube and Bitchute and like aren't the biggest fans of your boy over here for very obvious reasons. Bang the bell for notifications. Get something from Teespring and speak. Let me know. What do you guys think in the comments? Texas. Shout out to Texas, man. Y'all women are thick. Your food is delicious, and your freedom just rings out. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy. I might actually do do a video for Juneteenth, because it is Texas. It is purely a Texas thing. But, shout out, bro. Shout out. I'm going to it's going to be just nothing but a bunch of black chicks in bikinis. And I'll do a swiper video like that. Like black chicks. Like, thank you, Texas. Thank you for black Texan chicks. bikinis for Juneteenth. Something like that. I'm thinking, boys. Mod's always working. But hey, you may feel differently than any of the comments or thoughts expressed in this video here. So by all means, have at it. Until the next one.
I will pimp slap you. This feels really racist, JD. Why can't I be a vampire?
Because it's my movie. Now let's take it from the top, and I'm not going to ask you again. Blacker.
Blacker.
Yes, please.
Blacker.